The Chavez v. Gonzalez case, GR number 168-T38, February 15, 2008, delves into complex intersection of freedom of speech, government regulation, and fire restraint under the Philippine Constitution. At the heart of the case lies a government action aimed at restricting media broadcasts related to controversial Hello Garci tapes, which allegedly contains wiretap conversation implicating the president in election manipulation. The case raises critical constitutional questions about the limits of governmental authority over the process and the protection of fundamental rights such as free expression and the public's rights to information. The Travis v. Gonzalez case, GR number 168-38, February 15, 2008, primarily concerns the tension between government action to regulate media content and protection of the freedom of speech and of the press guaranteed by Philippine Constitution. The case overview. The case centers on the action of the National Telecommunication Commission, or NTC, and the Department of Justice, or DOJ, against the media in 2005 for airing the Hello Garci tapes. These tapes were allegedly wiretap conversation between President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo and a high-ranking official from the Commission on Elections. The contents of the tapes were believed to reveal attempts at election manipulation in 2004 presidential election. In response to the airing of tapes, the NTC issued a press release warning broadcast station that they could face suspension or revocation of their license if they continued to air the tapes. The governmental based its warning on two grounds. First, that the tapes were allegedly obtained through illegal wiretapping, and second, that their authenticity had not been established. The controversy began when Ignacio Bunye, the press secretary, made public portions of the wiretap conversation, which were later dubbed the Hello Garci tapes. These tapes purportedly contains discussion about manipulating election results. Media outlets, including radio and television networks, aired the tapes despite the lack of authentication. The DOJ and NTC, citing both violation of the anti-wiretapping law and concerns about misinformation, issued a warning that the broadcast of tapes could result in the suspension or cancellation of media outlets' operating license. Francisco Chavez, a lawyer and a former Solicitor General, filed a petition before the Supreme Court challenging the action. The DOJ and NTC. He argued that this action infringed on the constitutional rights of free speech, freedom of the press, and the public's right to information. Issues. The main legal question was whether the NTC and DOJ actions constituted or unconstitutional prior restraints on the free speech and press. The court had to decide if the restriction placed on the airing of the tapes were justified under the Philippine Constitution and whether they passed the clear and present danger test, which is applied. Ruling of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in the favor of the petitioner, declaring the warning issued by NTC and DOJ amounted to the prior restraint on the freedom of expression and were unconstitutional. The court emphasized that freedom of speech and the press are fundamental rights that are protected under the Constitution. Prior strange actions taken by the government to prevent dissemination of information before it was published or broadcast was found to be unconstitutional unless the government can show that it is necessary to prevent a clear and present danger. In this case, the court concluded the government failed to establish such a danger. The mere suspicion of illegal wiretapping or the unverified authenticity of the tapes did not meet the high threshold required for the prior restraint. Takeaways and legal principle. Number 1. Freedom of expression. The case reinforces the idea that the freedom of expression, including media right to report on matters of public concern, holds a preferred position in the constitutional law. Any government attempt to restrict this freedom must be scrutinized closely. Prior restraint. The ruling stressed that the virus strain is severe from censorship and is presumed as constitutional unless the government proves that it is necessary to prevent a significant harm. In this case, the government did not meet the burden of proof to justify such restraint. Clear and present danger. The decision applied the clear and present danger test, which requires that the government take action restricting speech must have that the speech is in question present an imminent and substantial threat to public interest. The court found that the airing of the tapes did not meet the standard. Public right to information. The court highlighted the importance of the public rights to be informed about the matters of public concern, particularly in situations where government actions or potential misconduct are involved. The media's role in ensuring the transparency was seen as essential to a functioning democracy. Legal standing. In addressing the procedural issue of legal standing, the court ruled that Chavez, despite not being directly the recipient, had the standing to challenge the action of government given the significant constitutional issues at stake. This case is pivotal in understanding how the Philippine judiciary intercepts constitutional rights related to free speech and press, particularly in balancing national security, public interests against individual freedoms. Conclusion. The ruling of the Supreme Court in Chavez v. Gonzalez is a significant affirmation of the fundamental rights enshrined in the Philippine Constitution. By declaring indices prior restraint on the media as constitutional, the court reinforces the stringent standards that must be met for the government imposed restriction on speech. The decision underscores the importance of protecting media's role, ensuring transparency and accountability, particularly when it comes to matters of public concern. This case serves a pivotal experience in understanding the balance between states' interests and individual freedoms in the context of Philippine constitutional law.